Hello, I'm Mel Daines, and this is my Bulldog story. I grew up in a small village just south of the main campus called Rogers Heights. It's about 4 miles south of town. I was born in BR and lived there for most of my youth. So I actually started the digital animation and game design program back in '05, and I was a student part-time for a number of years. Then I left school, went into industry and worked for 3 years there, and then came back and completed my education. So I am an actual graduate of the digital animation and game design program a number of years ago. Before I started teaching at Ferris, much like many young people, I started a job in retail. Worked that for a number of years, moving around to different stores, and I just kind of found it unfulfilling. And I decided to follow my friends into telecommunications. I went to work for a phone company, and I worked there in IT departments for a number of years, doing voice over IP, which is a kind of like internet phone. And it was sometime right around then when I decided that that wasn't working for me either. Telecommunications was just dry. It didn't really keep me awake. I wanted to find something a little bit more engaging, and then I started in the field of computer graphics. I was back in the area around 2005, and the digital animation program in Grand Rapids has been around for 2 years. I had noticed it as a flyer, kind of as an aside in the newspaper, and thought, that's something I should try. The thought of finding a school that could do what I wanted to do in my town where I lived at the time in Grand Rapids was amazing. It was like this was meant to be. This is what I want to do. I want to make that. Some of the projects I've worked on in the past, I've worked with clients like Disney. We did some stuff with them for Club Penguin at a side job that I had at the time, which was very, very rewarding, a great experience in the industry. But as far as the project I'm probably most proud of would have been when I was actually in school back in 2007. I was part of an international group across 6 continents working on a mod. We added a whole race to Dawn of War, which was a game by Relic. And I and a guy from France and a guy from Australia, we had a guy from Austria, we had 3 or 4 different languages in the mix, all kind of got together through Skype and various web interfaces and traded our art and put together a number of mods for that game. And one of them was chosen by the company. Relic actually picked our mod to be played against us and the developers of the actual game. I had come back to Big Rapids. I was living in Grand Rapids for a number of years. I came back here for some family concerns, and I found out that the digital animation and game department that we had in Grand Rapids was expanding to main campus. So digital animation and game design had a need up here for instructors, and I happened to live several miles away. So it was kind of perfect. And it happened months after I moved back in. When I first started at Ferris, obviously the goal of any instructor is to just be a good teacher. I wanted to get young people excited about computer graphics and making games, not just playing them. I essentially work with the freshmen and sophomores to get them ready for the more advanced courses that will be offered later on. So I'm kind of the first exposure that the kids will have to this industry as a whole and what types of expectations they're going to need to meet, and try and help them understand what they need to learn and what they should concentrate on. I really want to be able to help them make Ferris work for them so that they can get into the Ferris culture and fit in really, really well and make that transition go smoothly. One of the main focuses in this industry has been the concept of storytelling. An example I give students quite frequently is the idea of Angry Birds. When that game was first made, it was just a simple physics game, and everyone thought it was boring. Nobody played it, no one liked it. As soon as they introduced the idea that it's birds and you're trying to get your eggs back from these evil pigs, boom, the game became popular, everyone liked it. Something that comes up quite frequently in the creative arts is that people go into making games because they play games. And I tell students that say that that's not enough. We all eat 3 meals a day. That doesn't make you a chef. You like watching TV, that doesn't make you a director. You like playing games, that doesn't make you a game maker. If making games, if making these media experiences, be it a movie, motion graphics, or a video game, is not why you wake up in the morning, then that's not enough to do it. Ferris gives us, and by us I mean any one of the faculty, any instructor, is a great deal of freedom to determine what we need to do for our students to get them the knowledge that they need. I'm not handed a big set of rules that says, faculty member, you must do these things. I'm given some very broad stroke outlines. Your students should understand these theories. And that's really it. Of other universities that are just, you must do it this way or this way or this way, and they're so ossified or locked in to the past that they're teaching techniques that haven't been valid for 5 years. Thank you, Ferris, for not making us do that. It's so great.